All right, guys. It's Craig again, squatcher1222gmail.com. Uh, got another quick one to throw at you. We're going over some old evidence with a new set of eyes, uh, new outlooks, new set of technology. I know I said simplify things, but that's how I'm simplifying it. I'm not doing it all on my own anymore. Uh, went back through some of my old videos, some old pictures, reached out. Like I said, hey, anybody want to check this stuff out? Anybody want to help? And I'm getting help. And so I've been going through some of the old evidence, and it's really renewed some fires, getting more excited. Got some things going, new areas. Well, there won't be new areas. There are areas I kind of put on the wayside because I didn't know what I was dealing with, and now with this new, I won't say evidence of evidence, but more clues that I'm finding, I kind of want to go back into that area and get some more knowledge about it. Get some more stuff. Like I said, it was stuff that I found when I first got into this and didn't know what I was doing and thought it wasn't even evidence. Had a guy reach out and say, let me see. And I showed it to him and we got to talking. And that's what I was saying, guys. Well, I simplifying this. It wasn't all on me. I didn't have to learn everything. I didn't have to become the footprint expert or the tree structure expert. I've got people that can do that for me. Not saying I'm handing it off like I don't want to do it, but like I say, simplify. I'll go out and get your evidence. You tell me what to look for, or tell me what I've got and what I need to look for around if you can't be there. And we can do this together as a team, organizing this way and simplifying that way. Just a few other things to touch on. And also, guys, some things have come a lot. Some storm damage we had here. We were without power for a couple of days, lost a lot of food. A lot of people lost a lot worse than we had. And I hate it for these guys. I really do. I got lucky. It was unfortunate, but it was still lucky. But it got my brain working, got me thinking. We're told to hide our samples, or not hide them, but keep them in a cool storage facility. Most people are hiding stuff, or I keep saying hiding. Most people are putting their stuff away, tucking it away, out of sight, out of mind, but safely. But they're putting it in their freezers and stuff. They're waiting on the day when they can send this evidence off and hopefully get it tested or whatever. What if these samples are getting, some of them are getting ruined for the same reason? Things we can't control, or power or electric are getting hurt. And I know it's frustrating, and people reach out to me, and I've had my own frustrations, and I've reached out and I reached out about it to a guy before I said anything. I was just curious about the DNA study with NC State, and it is still a go, guys. Like I said, I brought up my concerns about possibly losing samples. And it is a concern that they have as well. They're going along as quickly as possible, while also doing it as analytical as possible. They're making sure they're dotting their T's or dotting their I's and crossing their T's. They're trying to do all this right, but it's a process. So we just got to understand that and be a little patient. I know everybody thinks they've got it and they need to know right now. And I understand that excitement. But like I said, I was told to be patient, and I'm expressing that out to you guys. So let's just be patient and see what we can do. See what's going on with that. Also, I've got an encounter story I was asked to share by a few people. Maybe we can get some people together and see if they've had experiences like this, maybe help this guy through this experience, and see. But like I said before, guys, I was talking about our, if you had artwork, if you had recipes, you had anything you wanted to share that's not getting out there, and let me know and reach out to me, and I'll see what I can do, and I appreciate it. And in doing so, man, you guys don't disappoint. I got a guy reached out to me, man. He's an awesome dude. You guys would love to meet him. He's got into forging, and he forged and built this blade, this handle, the sheath, this leather sheath. Done it all himself. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty heavy. It's pretty neat. He's got it stamped in here. He hand grinded everything. It's heavy duty, man. I told him what I was into. I was, the Bigfoot. He made this leather sheath for it. And he brought me this, and he's like, "Hey, man, check it out. I didn't know if you wanted a sample or the whole thing. It should do both. And I thought, man, this is awesome. So if you guys are interested in having any knives made, man, he hand forges this stuff. He, like I said, he made the handle. It's all custom. Does it all by hand. He doesn't have any fancy machine work, anything like that. He's just a grassroots guy trying to get this thing going. Man, he's doing really great work, and I really want to support him. If you are interested in any knives or anything like that, he doesn't have a website or any way right now. I told him we need to get that going. So if you guys are interested at the moment, just reach out to me. I can get in contact with him. Tell me what you want or what you like. I mean, he's making things out of railroad spikes, just everything. I mean, if he's forging this stuff, he's having a good time with it, and I wanted to help him out. He helped me out, reached out, give me this, and I'd like to show support back to him. And again, if you guys got anything, send it to me, man. We'll talk about it. But here goes the encounter story that I was asked to share by the guy that had the encounter, to see if anyone else has had an encounter similar to his or experiences. And I've had other people reach out that have heard me talk about this encounter that wanted to know things. So, and some people just want to hear encounter stories. Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a podcaster. I'm not doing that. But if you do have a story that needs to be told, or you do want to come on my channel, like I said, I put out, I want to hear your minds. I want to talk to you in real time, and that my mind seems to work better that way. And I feel like by communicating in real time instead of through text or through keyboard warriors, we can actually move this whole process along. So I seem to think better and respond better and vocalize my opinions better in real time rather than texting it out or sending an email. So if you guys would like to see me talk to anyone or hear anyone talk, we can do that. We can try and arrange that. Like I said, we're not trying to do this, take away from any of the podcasts or anything. I just want to share knowledge, express knowledge. Let's do this. Like I said, this is grassroots. Let's do it organically. Let's just see our minds work. Let's open to anything. Non-believers or believers, reach out. We can debate. We can talk. We can see, your point of view, my point of view. Or if you have questions from the simplest thing all the way up to any of this mind-bending experiences that people have, or, there's, like I said before, the disconnect between some of these guys talking with the PhDs, talking to these guys over here that, barely can speak English just for the translations. And we can have that disconnect. We can connect that together by simplifying. If it's a word choice that you hear people use, like for instance, Dr. John Baranchuk with his show that he had with Grasping Sasquatch, I know a lot of the stuff he talked about made sense to me, but I also know that some people weren't grasping what he was saying because, like I said, he was using larger words or talking about these tests, the P test, the T test, all this stuff. And he was talking about standard deviations and everything. And I tried to chime in with him a few times to try and help him out with the standard deviation process or just explaining it better. I just feel like some people are not grasping every word that's being said. Like I said, some people are using really large words when they could use a smaller word or vice versa. But if we can bridge that gap, and let's do it. And if I've got to be the guy to do that, I will be that guy. I will help you. I will come along. Just ask me what you need. We'll try and make it happen. Not trying to get famous over here. That's the whole point. We're not trying to do anything with money or anything. We want to express this field and expand the field and embrace the field and up the newcomers, the guys that are, let's be honest, we're ruffling feathers out there. There's a lot going on in the community that I see, and I'm in the background laughing at some of it because I see we're both talking about a stick here, but you're calling it two different things and you're arguing about it. But if we can get that and we can break that away and just get down back to the science, to the woo, to the experiences, to the actual getting out there and having fun and researching, let's do it, guys. And that's what I want to do with this show. But anyways, that's enough rant there. Let's get into this guy's story. Now, this guy, I've known him for several years, and it was just recently that he told me this story. He started watching my show, man, and saw that I was putting this stuff out there. And he was one of the guys that also made fun and like, are you for real with this? Or are you poking fun? Like, are you for real? I was like, dude, I'm out here. Something's out here in the prints. He felt me out for a little while before he shared this story. And this guy worked for me for a long time. And it was odd that I didn't understand at the time until he told me the story. when he worked for me, it was one of the first jobs he actually ever had. And it didn't make sense because he's such a hard worker and he's so smart and he had everything going on for him. But he told me he came from the woods. He made his whole life, his whole living was in the woods, logging, clearing, clear cutting land, clearing land, ginseng hunting, dry land fish, anything to make money. He did it in the woods. And that's what he did until just a couple years ago. He's riding a four-wheeler, him and his cousin, they were riding four-wheelers at night. I'm not going to say the exact location, but we'll say this is in Kentucky. I've heard several stories about this road or this area, this creek. The road crosses this creek, and it's been a little while since I've been back there, but 3, 4, 5 times. It's a nice little back road, but it does have stories about it. But I never related those stories to Bigfoot or anything like that until now when he relayed this story. And I got to tell you, a lot of puzzle pieces are fitting. Like I said, my mind works different. I'll grab stuff here, there, and everywhere, and we'll put it together because everything's connected somehow. So him and his cousin are riding four-wheelers down this road, and as they're coming down this hill, it comes to another creek crossing. They go in the creek crossing, and one of the four-wheelers cuts out. They're not 100% sure what it is, so they got to get out there. They're diagnosing it. It's about 9 o'clock at night, so the sun's coming down. Standing in the creek, my buddy, he's got the little mag-light flashlight, you carry in your pocket. We used to have them at work, use them for anything, even in the daytime. A small mag-light will do wonders when you're trying to diagnose something. But anyways, that's what he had with him. He had it in his pocket. He's diagnosing his four-wheeler. He's got his four-wheeler turned off, and he's in the creek working on his cousins. They're diagnosing his four-wheeler. It's around 9 o'clock. He said all of a sudden, just up ahead of him, about 30 yards away, something was standing at the edge of the wood line, just up in the creek, right at the bend of the creek here, about 30 yards away. He said it was the loudest sound they had ever heard. His words were, it was a howl mixed with a roar that was really, really deep and aggressive that words don't describe. And I've heard that so many times, but that's what he said. He said he could feel it in his chest vibrating him. It scared him so bad. He pulled up his little mag light away from the four-wheeler, pulled it up just in time to catch a glimpse of something big, something black, just glimpse of it, just huge, dart off up the hill. Now, this is midsummer, so everything's green. The briars are coming in, the leaves are coming in. So he was seeing glimpses of it as it ran up through the hill. So it didn't fully disappear. So he knew that it was something physical moving up the hill. And like I said, this guy from the woods, he knew this actual area. He ginseng hunted that hill his whole life, and he knew the hill. He knew he could make it up, and he knew a man could run up this hill. But you had to be in really good shape, and you had to know exactly what you're doing. But he said this creature, this whatever he saw, whatever roared at him that he got a glimpse of, and several glimpses as it ran through the brush with his maglite, moved up that hill with such ease and such speed that he said it's impossible. He's not saying it's impossible to go up the hill and go up the hill with speed. He's saying with such speed and such grace, it was impossible. And to this day, this man will not go in the woods. He's got anxiety. He won't do anything. He will not go in the woods. That's why he came to work. That's how I come to meet him, actually, because he come out of the woods and started working for the government, whatever. Instead of making his living in the woods, now the anxiety and the fear that is caused from that, he doesn't do that anymore. But that being said, I still have this guy as a real close friend. This guy does not lie. I would trust him with my children. I would trust him with anything. This man's not going to lie. He's not going to steal. He's going to shoot you straight. So when he told me this story, I knew to listen. And I knew I had it in my back pocket. I didn't want to share. He finally said, let's share it. Let's talk about it. Let's see if anyone's having this experience. The roar that he felt, I've seen him some videos. He said they're similar, but coming through, it's hard to express the sheer force and volume of the roar coming through a speaker on your phone or through an email. But he says some are similar. But again, this man lived in the woods and had all these experiences, hunting, fishing, trapping, everything. So I use him as a tool. When I don't understand something or I'll show him something, he's not, even if he wasn't into Bigfoot, this man knows so much about the woods that like I said, that's simplifying it. I don't have to know all this stuff. I can send him a picture, man. Hey, you ever seen anything like this? Oh yeah, that's this. Oh, okay, cool. Or I'll see some kind of weird looking scat. Man, this is odd. And he's like, yeah, that is odd, but I have seen that before, and it looks like such and such. So even though this guy doesn't go out in the field with me, he's part of my team, if you will. He's part of my tool bag, my toolkit. He's part of my simplifying process, and we can all learn from that process. But guys, if you have any experience like this scream, this vibration in your chest, or if you want to reach out to me and find out closer to the location, I'll just say that it's in South Central Kentucky. And if you want to reach out, we can find more information from him, or I can tell you more about the area closer, and we can just see what we got, guys. We're here to discuss. We're open. We've got a couple more interviews or stories lined up. Some say they want to come on in person on the screen and video. Some want to do it through the phone. Some just want to tell their story like this, and they want to see how that relates and see what the responses are. And I understand that, guys. You're putting yourself out here. When you say you believe in Bigfoot, you're putting yourself out there. So like I said, all I can say is embrace everyone, lift everyone up, and support and have fun with this. This dude, like I said, anyone can do this. My family's gotten stronger from this because we can do this as a unit, as a team, because I don't have to go do this alone. I can say, check this out, and they're into it. Or we can just go out into the woods or go out on a picnic. We're into it, but I can do a Bigfoot thing. So guys, as we simplify it, we don't stress so much about it, because I can take the picture while I'm there with the family and send it out. Hey, I had this weird experience. Check this picture out if you got time. Some people have these 5 minutes here and there that you can't pull this whole meeting together. But if you simplify it and farm it out, if you will, and let others help you, it de-stresses you and you have more fun, and you can actually get further along, guys. Another rant, but if you liked it, let me know in the comments or email or Facebook, whatever, guys. Squatcher1222@gmail. We can do more shows like this, less shows like this, whatever we need to do to get our information, our research out there and share it to others, guys. Hit me up, like, subscribe. I know I don't say that often, but I realize we got to do that in order to spread this out more. But any questions, comments, anything you guys want to talk about, hit me up. I will respond. I may not be immediately, but I will respond. I will get in touch, and I will try and put you in touch with the right people. But like I said, enjoy it, guys. Have fun. Good night.